The day of, it is worth every moment of turmoil, stress, and effort that you've put into it, the hours and hours.
So cool to kind of see people breaking out of their shell and starting to feel themselves as they gain confidence in the runway.
A lot of commitment and hard work and hours that you have to put into it, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's so rewarding when it all comes together in the end.
So my journey with CFE started freshman year, second semester. The Fashion Network, TFN, was a club, basically 4 photo shoots a semester, magazine end of semester, really great creative outlet for people interested in fashion photography. And I was asked by Isabel, one of our former photo directors, to be the photo video director for that spring and fall semester of 2022. Oh my God, we're old. But I was the photo video director. We got an email from this guy named Josh J. James, J Cubed, and he had this idea to start the Circular Fashion Expo. And myself, Rebecca was the president, Avery was the operations director, and Olivia was the graphic design head, but more specifically at the time, it was the design director, so oversaw kind of like a lot. And I remember Rebecca being like, I don't know. We were literally in this room. We were like, I don't know if we should do this. We have a lot of work to do with the mag. And I was like, Rebecca, you have to say yes. This sounds so sick.
I think it's important that TFN participates in CFE because I know that they have played a huge role within CFE since the beginning. And I think it gives models within the club an opportunity to do a different type of modeling. I think the Fashion Network, we try to be a little bit more like editorial modeling and photography, but being able to be part of CFE, it's more of like it's a runway, so more of runway modeling. When CFE started, it was like under TFN. So I think that we've always had that connection with each other, even after they've branched off. Some of the people who are in TFN are super close to CFE and vice versa. And even right now, some people on TFN exec are also on CFE exec. So I think it's really cool to just hold that bond close to CFE.
I was at TFN, and TFN was the RSO, and then we picked up CFE. We were like, we have to do this. It was, I think, 3 weeks before we were supposed to do it, so we threw together this really cute little thing, and it was a fashion show with the catwalk in TFN. I think we had like 19 models, and yeah, it just started as this little fashion show all about circularity, especially at Siebel. Siebel just opened up. I think it was the first semester where Siebel was like a thing. That's the start of the journey.
The expo has grown quite a lot. I first attended my first semester my freshman year. It was CFE 2, and I remember watching it as just an onlooker, and it was so inspiring. It was so cool, and I was like, oh, they need to turn the lights off. They need to do this. They need to do all this, and then I got on it, and the team grew. I mean, for one thing, it's its own organization now. It wasn't like that when I first attended and when I first joined the board, and it kind of got to the point where CFE in and of itself was so much work that it just kind of made sense to make it 2 separate things so that the TFN board doesn't have to do all that and then rush to focus on CFE, and then CFE has a whole semester to be its own thing, and a whole semester of preparation has really made it a lot more manageable for sure. Those first 2 ones being on the board, it was pretty hectic at times, that like month and a half turnaround. So this past CFE 6, we had all semester. I mean, we had the theme picked out before we even came to campus. So it was just, it completely revolutionized how we do it. And we kind of got it down to a science with this past one where it was very seamless, a lot less stressful. But in terms of the audience experience, we've really tried to up it each CFE to make it, as fun as possible. We try and, get good artists every time. We've been, adding new runway orgs as we go. Blinked joined on, Dressember joined on, just trying to outdo ourselves with each one, especially on the sustainability part too. When we started, we didn't have a sustainability director, sustainability team. The mission was circular fashion, but the skill set that we all brought wasn't necessarily the sustainability aspect. So when I took over as lead organizer, I really wanted to get it back to its roots of, you know, promoting sustainable fashion, because we'd had, you know, people wearing Shein on the runway, and it was like, well, it's not really what we stand for. So we brought in Students for Environmental Concerns. We got a delegate from their club to join our e-board. We have them speak at the expo now each semester, give a little speech about why fast fashion sucks and why they should, you know, use sustainable fashion. And that's something I'm really proud of personally.
Hello and welcome. My name is Kayla. And my name is Joy, and we're with Students for Environmental Concerns, collaborating with the Circular Fashion Expo to bring you the most sustainable and fashionable event possible. The Circular Fashion Expo is a student-run fashion show that showcases a variety of different sustainably made outfits. It seeks to encourage people to give their clothes a second life and combat fashion waste creatively. To begin, we want to talk about the themes of tonight's runway, the Anthropocene, or the current era in which humanity is the dominant force in the environment.
Humans have always had an intricate connection to the world around us, but in recent times, this relationship has become destructive. In the era of industrialization, imperialism, and capitalism, we must be mindful of how we interact with nature to combat the harm we have caused.
Since 1990, global CO2 emissions have increased by more than 60%. Climate scientists estimate that today's annual extinction rate is hundreds, if not thousands of times higher than the natural extinction rate.
The fashion industry is a huge perpetrator of this issue. Of the 100 billion garments produced each year, 92 million tons end up in landfills. Fast fashion, the rapid production of inexpensive and low-quality clothing to keep up with trending styles, is a particular perpetrator of this environmental damage. This industry not only relies on the exploitation of its workers, but also on the exploitation of the planet. It takes around 700 gallons of water to produce just one t-shirt. Microplastics from nylon and polyester fabrics contaminate the ocean and further damage Earth's water resources.
There is no doubt about it. The current dominant state of human-environment relationship is destructive and unsustainable. We are the perpetrators of our own demise and of the demise of the planet.
It doesn't have to be this way, though. We have the power to be the stewards of the land, caring for it and reestablish it in reverence for the natural world. We have so much to learn from indigenous communities and grassroots organizations that work tirelessly to combat environmental destruction.
Hope is not lost. There are ways for each and every one of us to fight climate change in our daily lives. This is especially true in regards to sustainable fashion.
You can continue loving your old clothes by mending and repurposing instead of buying new pieces. Shop at thrift stores and small businesses and be conscious of your consumption habits.
It is crucial to get involved on a larger political scale too. While personal choices can make a difference, ultimately it is large corporations and governments that are responsible for the most environmental harm. Only 100 companies have been responsible for 71% of emissions since 1998. Use your voice. Call your state representatives, participate in protests, get involved in sustainability research, and boycott harmful companies.
You can take an active role in environmental action here on campus by joining organizations such as Students for Environmental Concerns, which is the organization you are here representing today. Things may feel dire, especially with the current presidential administration's onslaught of harmful policies against marginalized communities and the environment. It is crucial to stand together in building a greener and more equitable world, and you can start by letting the university and other powerful institutions know that we, as a community, stand together on issues that matter. Together, we can make a difference.
We encourage you to stay involved in climate-related issues, including sustainable fashion. Stay connected, stay informed, and again, thank you for showing up tonight and listening to what we have to say.
Enjoy the show!
Sustainability is so important because when you look at, I feel like you can't deny the impacts of climate change and the way our planet is going because you just walk outside and you see how sporadic the environment is, and it just makes you feel a little helpless because this is such a huge problem and I don't know what to do. But small things like this, like just selling at CFE and making sure none of my clothes go into landfills, is something small that makes me feel like I'm actually making a difference. So I really love it.
I think it's also important to be mindful of your consumption and making sure that you don't buy anything that you don't need, and just being more selective and curating your own style instead of buying mass-produced items. So it's really nice you can find whatever you might like here. Yeah, this is something for everyone.
We're just trying to give those clothes a second life for the most part. It's stuff that doesn't fit as much anymore, stuff that's not really our style, but none of this was purchased and then repurchased. This is more just giving it a second life.
Sustainability is really important because I think reusing things is just a great way to give it a new life, like Karen was saying. give these clothes to like people who will like appreciate them as much as we did. They have memories. There's memories. There's memories in these clothes. Yeah.
CFE, Circular Fashion Expo is all for sustainable fashion and sustainability in general. And sustainability in fashion especially is such a huge deal for our mission of Dressember. We stem from like wearing dresses and ties to talk about sustainable fashion. And I think part of the biggest challenge in the Dressember challenge is having a dress every day. Who has that many dresses? I wore the same dress for like a week and found out different ways to style it. And I think it's just really great to kind of promote slow fashion and recycling different items.
I bought this dress and then I got the rosary from an antique store. I added the safety pins myself. I made some little jewelry out of it.
Did you make this?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
How did you make them?
I used wire that I got from the Idea store, wire that I got from a thrift store back home, and then beads that I also got from the Idea store, and I just wrapped it around. So we love sustainability.
So obviously recycling clothes, someone else has used them, and now we're going to use it for a separate purpose to, again, push that message of circular fashion. But we also are using just resources around us. I've recently made a dress out of sticks because there's an abundance of those and there will be no waste to that, obviously. So that's how we're going to go about creating our garments using what our models ourselves already have.
You want to have heels, you want to be flat-footed, what's something you really want to do? Yeah.
Last time I did barefoot, so
You're like, I think I can't go anything.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as I have a shoe.
Okay. Or
barefoot, whatever.
As long as Diego has shoes.
Kind of using that big network of hey, does anyone have this skirt that I could borrow for the show? Just so we're not buying too many things, but when needed, we thrift and then we just grab resources whatever is around us, like nature.
The circularity of it is what makes it fun. It makes it so fun to be able to think outside of the box and not just go to the store and buy an outfit. Specifically, for makeup looks, I remember we gathered a bunch of stuff from the Idea store and we made our own stencils and our own stamps and our own things for makeup looks and stuff. And so yeah, I would say that again, I think it's a really big part of how we try to incorporate it the most that we can in our looks.
There are a lot of aspects to CFE, so I think the theme with not just styling and the theme and making sure that all the makeup looks and the fashion looks are cohesive, but also making sure that it has some sort of meaning and that the music also fits and the choreography goes along with that as well, which the choreography was probably the hardest part of last year's runway.
We're gonna run it again. I'm sorry that I know that's annoying, but I just want to do it one more time.
I'm really wanting to incite inspiration in people. I'm really interested in reflecting on the past 4 years, and so asking questions like this, what happened to Gay Urbana, kind of speak to this forthcoming theme, because I'm interested in the ways in which let's have fun. I feel there needs to be a humor element, but there is a warning and a seriousness to it, and it's very abstract, 4 separate things.
Yes, the models are coming up with their own ideas. I love my board. Actually, if you're watching this board, love you guys so much. They're actually the best people ever, and it's been super cool. And meeting everyone in Blinked that I wasn't really connected with before, and also just trying to be more immersive with all the orgs has been the best. Despite all the technical difficulties, thank you, Siebel.
Are you mad?
Someone's gonna get hurt.
The Siebel director decided to let us know 4 days before the show that we have to change the runway layout, and then we have to keep all the lights on in the building. We fought as hard as we could. We were in there with him for 2 hours, just going back and forth and back and forth, and he wasn't going to budge. That was obvious. So we're just trying to make the best of it. Luckily, it doesn't seem like it's been too bad of a pivot for the directors. It was this walkway here that we were going to use that we now can't for really vague safety reasons. Okay. Just safety reasons. Yeah. So we pivoted to this runway up here where we wanted to pack the audience. I don't think it's been that too difficult of a transition, but I wish it didn't have to happen.
I understand from their perspective that an event like this can be a logistical nightmare with legalities and with so many people involved and transactions and university property. It's like, I understand why you need to have vetting, and there's also like, you know, families come to this event and kids come to this event, so it's like you gotta have some rules. But I like to think that they do have the students' best interest in mind, and that they want events like this to happen, but I think it can be really intimidating sometimes for students to try and get through that.
It's a little crazy. Absences are hard, especially with my specific choreo. We're gonna figure it out though. There's a lot to figure out today. CFE switching some requirements up on us has definitely affected some things, but we're gonna power through. Like we have every other CFE.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have some TVs. We're gonna have more visuals on there. We're super excited. This has never been done before in CFE. The first time ever, and you're watching it, the behind the scenes.
Just trying to like set all the posing spots, figure out the lighting, make sure everyone knows where they're gonna be, everyone's excited about where they're gonna be, no one has any questions, just kind of like the finishing touches and stuff. And just hope that it's not chaos tomorrow.
Are you worried about the setup tonight? How late? Wait, we should like play a game. Like, how late will we be here tonight?
No, setup for like the mouse setup?
No, for like the set. That's your job. This CFE is just so different. It's like I'm not really like I'm trying to have low expectations. Like I know the runway will be like great, but like you know like all the set and everything. I'm just like. What happens, but hopefully, I mean, he had good ideas. So I just don't know about like the hanging and stuff. I don't know how long you think that'll take, but the draping should be quick. Yeah. Chair should be quick. Wait, let me get you. Oh, Francesca. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling so excited. I'm so glad to still like, even though I'm not like directly a part of it, I'm kind of just like hanging out, doing my own thing with this documentary. I'm glad that I can still like witness it come together. I've been part of this shit since the beginning. And
she has been here since the beginning. I remember seeing Francesca photos my freshman year, first CFE.
I remember taking photos of Josie and being like, this girl's so cool. Anyway, but yeah, so kind of finishing off my college career with CFE feels right. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I think this show's great. I know there's been a lot of logistical difficulties, but I think everyone's done a great job of working. We always do a great job of working around it. That's the point of, that's part of how CFE has come to be. Exactly.
I'm so excited. I really like our theme. All of the runways look like they're doing a great job. I think they're all very different from each other, and I like that. I don't think we'll have any overlap really. Yeah, I'm super excited to see it all.
put together. I just love like seeing the show, seeing everything put together. It's cool because I've like been doing bits and pieces and like seeing different things, and then I get to see it all together, which is really exciting. And I love how like the people here want to be photographed. Like they're not afraid because they love their outfits, and I just think that's so cool.
Happy CFE Day.
Happy CFE Day.
I'm feeling excited. I'm so excited to see everything come together. I know everybody's working really hard, so I'm excited to see how it all comes out.
A little nervous, but this will be my third CFE. But I think this is my favorite look I've done so far.
Hello.
How are we feeling?
Very nervous, but
We're ready.
we're so ready.
Why is CFA important? I would say it's important to bring together creatives. It's one of the best. High energy, good people. It's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that would be my answer. It's a very creative place on campus. Passionate people. Yeah.
I can't sing its praises enough. I love this event. I love the people, and I'm forever grateful.
I would love to get more people involved who are more into sustainable fashion, and as a year-long project, we're really looking for kind of ways to involve people year-round and have different events throughout the semester that keep people engaged.
I think that the excitement around it has pretty much been the same. I mean, each turnout is shocking every single time. From what I can tell, we have a huge reach at CFE because there's always seats full.
I talk about CFE because community as an artist is where I thrive and where I think everyone should thrive, because you can spend 10 hours in the studio, but that 1 hour that you have showing and presenting your work is priceless.
I think that it's really evolved to be a lot more artistic. I feel like there is a lot more depth to it, and it's become a lot more put together.
I want people to feel how I felt the first time that I came to the Circular Fashion Expo. There's so much talent at this school, and I think the Circular Fashion Expo is so important and great for displaying that and just inspiring and making people feel good.
We are a school that harvests and preserves and supports the arts. Seeing it in its 7th iteration has proven, you know what, like, there were a lot of times during my TFN presidency that I was like, I don't know if there's going to be a CFE 4 because of issues, but it's like, I'm glad that we could put that aside, band together, and get this event on the ground, because it's much more important than just a runway or showing this beautiful garment. It's about proving to people that, you know what, we have a lot of engineers, we have a lot of business people, but the arts brings people together.